Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday.
We're going to make cookies.
We are, yes. I have my helper today. Nice to have her back. Today we're going to be making my Loaded Veggie Frittata. That's in my Feast as a Family cookbook. And today is also Pecan Cookie Day. So we're going to be, I've been wanting to try this recipe out. So we're going to be trying a Keto Pecan Cookie. I think it's keto. I don't know. It may not be keto. But it's refined, sugar-free, and I believe gluten-free. So we are going to get started with the quiche, or the frittata first. So for my frittata, I line, not yet. We'll do that here in a minute. For mine, I line for the crust. Usually I do sweet potato, but I don't have any sweet potatoes. But I have a ton of butternut squash that my parents had brought me. So I am using the butternut squash instead. And it's in the oven right now cooking. But what I did, I just peeled it and then I took a mandolin slicer and I just sliced it into thinner slices and then lined, I'll show you what it looks like. But I'm curious, I've not ever done it with butternut squash crust. I know butternut tends to be, has a little bit more water than sweet potatoes, so we'll see how that goes. And then, so while that is cooking, I have, hold on, Scarlett. I put in my pan some kale and onions. Don't touch. Normally, I would also add mushrooms, but I don't have mushrooms. So I use coconut oil, and then we're going to saute this while the crust is cooking. So while that, and I probably should have put more kale. I know the recipe also says spinach, but we're using kale because guess what? I don't have spinach. So I try to really overflow my skillet with spinach or kale because it shrinks down. So when it looks like it's too much, put a little bit more in there and then it'll shrink right down. So while we're waiting on that, we'll go ahead and crack the eggs. Egg, please. You're going to hand them to me, okay? And I'm going to crack them. No, because they'll be kind of messy, okay? But you hand them to me. No? She doesn't like that job. So I'm using, I think I'll use eight eggs. You can use whatever size pan yours is. Feel free. You just hand them to, I know, you can try, okay? All right, let's give it a try. Okay, good job. Okay, now we have to peel it back like this. You don't want the shells to get in there, right? Okay. But do it on the side here. Nope, that's not the side, that's the top. Like this. Oh. This is, okay, good job. Okay. She's really good at peeling hard-boiled eggs. All right, last one. Can you wipe your hands there? So we are just going to stir this up. Thank you. And then, yeah, go ahead and put some pepper in there. I'm going to put pepper, and we'll also put some sea salt. You're doing a great job. Here. Probably need to take the lid off first. Here, put the sea salt in. So yeah, just season it however you want to season it. I just stick with salt and pepper. And, okay, that's good. What do you need? And then I will also be putting coconut milk in there. Nope, not yet. And then while we're waiting on the kale to finish, we'll move on to the cookies.
Yeah, Daddy said turn into the cookie.
Yeah, we're going to move to the cookies after this. So once the veggies are done, we'll just put the veggies on top of the crust and then pour the egg mixture on top. Oh, we're all done with this. Okay, so we'll set that aside. We'll come to that in a minute, Scarlett. Going to stir the kale real quick. No, stir, don't add anything else. And I can already tell you, I probably should have added more kale. No. That was close. Okay. Now we are going to shift gears. This is not in my cookbook. This is just one I found. So it is not in my cookbook. No, Scarlett. Okay. So if you want to follow along or write this down. Hi, friends.
Hi, friends.
So we've got 2 cups of finely chopped pecans. Okay, do you think you can pour it in here? Okay. Perfect. And then I'm going to be adding a cup of almond flour.
Almond flour. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot. I can smell it.
I see that.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to add some cinnamon?
Yeah.
So then we'll do a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then 3/4 cup of sweetener. Okay, that's probably a teaspoon. Good job. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, you don't want to taste that.
I want to taste it.
No, don't put your finger in there either. So we're gonna do 3/4. I'm using coconut sugar. You can use monk fruit sugar, erythritol, which is like xylitol. It's a hardwood tree. Did you already put some of that in there? Did you? Okay. You could do a little bit more. Okay, where are we at? Now. Oh, okay. So 2 cups of finely chopped pecans. Okay, that's lots of salt. 2 cups of finely chopped pecans, a cup of almond flour, 3/4 cup of coconut sugar. Not yet, in a minute. 2 eggs, teaspoon of cinnamon, and a little bit of salt. And then also a teaspoon of vanilla. And then 1/2 cup of coconut oil. Okay. Good job. And then after we mix this, we'll add some chocolate chips. Okay. No, we don't need that. We've already put the egg in. We don't want the shell in there. So we'll be heating this, preheat your oven to 350, and it'll take about 15 minutes.
You want to come to the shopping side?
Stella is taking a break from school right now. She's on her lunch break. Okay, we we want to mix this really good. And then, okay, hold on. So this is my crust. So I just sliced this is very hot. This is mandolin sliced butternut squash. It does shrink, so even, hold on, Scarlett, if you use sweet potatoes or any squash, layer it really close and don't be afraid to put too much, or it might look like it's too much because it does shrink. This is very hot. All right, so I'm just going to add my kale and onions on top, just spread it out. I'm actually very excited about trying the butternut squash soup. We've already put the egg in. That's no egg in there, right? Okay, so that's ready. Now we're just going to pour the egg mixture in.
Egg mixture?
Well, yeah, this is an egg dish. Now, at this point, you can add cheese on top, or you could have. We don't have cheese. Or you can mix it in with the egg. But I don't have any cheese, or you can put, if you're doing 100% vegan, or I guess, nope, that's hot. You can put nutritional yeast. I guess 100% vegan, you wouldn't have eggs, but if you're doing 100% dairy-free, you can put nutritional yeast on top too. I recommend if you're going to do nutritional yeast, mix it in with the eggs because it can kind of just have a weird look on top. So I'll put this back in the oven. Are you all done? Okay. So cookie is all mixed up. Now we are going to add some chocolate chips. Add about a couple, away from chairs please, because you moved it. No. Okay. So I'm just going to mix this in, and then we're going to make just little cookies from it, and you'll have to get like a fork to kind of smash it down a little bit. Okay. Let me see if I can find my little cookie scooper. And I'm just going to make cookies. Says it makes about 30. We'll see. Kind of just depends on how big you want your cookies. And this won't really spread because there's not any baking powder or baking soda in it, so it's not going to rise too much. And my fork. Okay. Oh. You're out of the camera shot here. Because you moved it. All right. So I'm going to just push this down, and then we'll put this in the oven, and then it will be about 15 minutes. Okay. All right, so we have our frittata in the oven baking, and we're going to put the cookies because, like I said, today is pecan cookie day, and we're going to give those a good 15 minutes to cook. And then we are all set for our Monday. I think we will be having frittata in the Claus household today or tonight. Thanks again, you guys, for joining, and I hope you have an amazing week. And follow us on Facebook or Instagram. You can also follow Columbia Family Chiropractic. This week we have great events and just little treats going on in the office that we would love for you guys to help participate in. Have a great day.